Alright everyone, good morning. Today is Tuesday, August 27th, 2024 at 06:03. And today we have our day 1 outlook to look at. So our day 1 outlook, we can clearly see here we've got a slight risk here for a little bit of Wisconsin, a little bit of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, a little bit of Pennsylvania, and a little bit of New York State. So yeah, so all of Michigan is under a slight with this. And then we have a marginal that goes from Wisconsin out into Minnesota, down, out into Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and the New York State as well. So those are our risk areas today. So our cities do include Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Toledo, having a slight, and Minneapolis, Kansas City, Omaha, Buffalo, and Lincoln having a marginal. So let's see where our tornado risk today is. It does look like it's going to stay over Wisconsin and Michigan, but a little bit of Iowa and a little bit of Illinois also have that as well. So please be mindful of that. So those cities do include Milwaukee, Madison, Grand Rapids, Rockford, and Lansing having that 2% tornado risk. So you could see just a brief EF0, maybe even a brief EF1 tornado if a storm does produce any spin-ups. Today's wind risk, again, we got this 15% from Wisconsin over into just a little bit of Iowa, into Illinois, Indiana, all of Michigan, Ohio, a little bit in Pennsylvania, and a little bit in New York State. We do have this 5% that extends from Wisconsin into Minnesota, into Iowa, into Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York State. So those are the 5% areas. So 15% would be Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Toledo. And 5% would be Indianapolis, Kansas City, Omaha, Buffalo, and Lincoln. So I definitely would say 15%. You could see 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts from any of these storms. 5%, you could see 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts from these storms. So just please be mindful of that. And today's hail risk, we've got a 15%, starting in Wisconsin, going to a little bit of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, a little bit of Pennsylvania, and a little bit of New York State. And we got this 5% here that extends from Wisconsin to over to Minnesota, down into Iowa, into Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York State. So our cities for the hail would be Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Toledo, having a 15%, and Indianapolis, Kansas City, Omaha, Buffalo, and Lincoln having a 5%. So I definitely would say for the 15% area, you could see hailstones of 1 to 3 inches possible. So you could see very large hail from these storms. Or, in the 5%, you could see damaging hail of 1 to 2 inches possible. So please be mindful of that. Anyway, today's summary from the Storm Prediction Center says severe thunderstorms are possible across the Great Lakes region and portions of the Midwest. A lower risk for a few strong to severe storms will extend southwestward across the lower Missouri Valley into northern Kansas. So basically, that's what that says. So here's today's hail risk, today's wind risk, today's tornado risk, and our overall day 1 outlook. I do really hope that you stay weather aware and stay safe. Again, I'm working today, so if there are any updates, I won't be able to update you. So you're going to need to rely on somebody else. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. Hope you stay weather aware, stay safe. And tomorrow's outlook is going to be busy too, because it's going to involve me. So I will see you for tomorrow's outlook.